Video, I spoke about vulnerability and the importance of starting to build that feeling of safety in your nervous system in small ways. And I said that on another platform, I spoke about my experience coming out as a sex worker for the first time on the platform, of course, that had just gotten traction, this podcast. Oi. And of course, I'm the first episode after it had gotten all this exposure. And that's why I kept feeling like, oh, the roof's going to collapse on me. But I realized I haven't actually talked about all of that over here and how all of my work has evolved. So I started in business development. I came from the charitable sector, worked as a social worker, did all the business development stuff, especially when I started to evolve my career. And then when I launched my business 6 years ago. But I've also worked as a sex worker in different iterations throughout my life. And I talk about that work because sex work is social work. And I don't think people always realize that. If you're a sex worker, then you know that. But I don't think the average person realizes the social work that's involved. And so when I would have clients, the kink clients come to me, the business owners, the law enforcement, the military, and they would have their lives seemingly put together on the outside. But once you started to have them feel safe, once they started to really trust you, the walls came down and they started to talk about their fears. They started to talk about the areas in their life that they were struggling. And I started to realize that this is happening across the board. These are the things that are keeping us awake at 2 a.m., but nobody's talking about. It's the part of my work that I loved with the kink clients that I got to see what 99% of the world didn't get to see. And so I started to build my business around that because this is what needs to be talked about. These fears that you're having, these concerns, the frustrations, all of these issues, you're not alone. And so you needed to have that validation. So I'm hoping that I give you that today and in my work, in all past videos and future videos, that you realize that you're not alone, that this is not happening in isolation, and all the people that seem to have everything put together are often just masking, and there's still some area in their life that things are kind of chaotic and stressful for them. So you're not alone, and hopefully we can build together as a community. And I will see you in the next video.